Welcome back, family. Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope community, a place where you can go on your healing journey and find peace and love, balance, and understanding with yourself. So, today we have a special healing. Our healing is really to focus on what we can and can't control and release and let go everything else. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start you off with our Amazonite infused candle. Okay. So that's something that you can focus on. So go ahead and take 3 deep breaths for me. Second breath. Got some wax on my finger. Third breath. And let's do one more for good luck. Creating some healing. You don't have to do anything except just continue to breathe. Just continue to breathe. Wonderful. And allow yourself to just drift into an easy gaze in which you are just allowing yourself to be. Okay. So as we do with all our practice, let's start out with a prayer. Not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us to community. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I take your hand? Dear Mother, Father God, the Divine Feminine, the Sacred Masculine, the balance of all that is great, all that is good, all for our highest vibrational journey only. Please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, all the Masters known, all those not known. Please balance us out in our individual healing journey, connecting us to our ancestors, our lineage, and our overall journey and purpose in life. Please root us down in a loving, supportive community, as well as being loving and supportive inside of ourselves, encouraging ourselves as we go on our journey. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So just feeling what's going on today. What I'm getting a sense of is trusting the process. If you have a journey you're on, that you just release and let go. These are times that you may feel physical setbacks. Could be your health, could be financial, could be actually your body not agreeing with where you're at. But instead of just kind of folding and saying, woe is me, open your heart up to your purpose, see your path through, and just allow yourself to release and trust in the process. In order to get to your optimal healing or your optimal goal, let's say it takes 10 steps. You gotta go through steps 1 through 9 first. As much as you want to just jump to step number 10, going through each step of the process is a journey within itself in which you learn, as well as you establish patience, so that the things that are for you can come to you at the time that you need it. So really just trust the process. And trusting the process is almost like taking your temperature, but emotionally and mentally. So when you have to be patient and you have to have setbacks and you have to find your way through the maze of that, you get to sit with your thoughts and sit with your feelings and see how you really feel about life. Those feelings that come up, then you get to make a choice of what you want to do with them. So that's why going through steps 1 through 10 is so important. Each step is a clearing out of the things you were holding on deep-seated so that you can move forward in your life in a higher vibrational path. But you must go through the process in order to get there. There's no get there quick cheat codes. You just have to get there. So today I'm just going to do a little bit spinning, plucking, just working with the area around you, just to open you up so that you're a little bit more vulnerable to yourself. You're nicer to yourself, to the process that is your future. So I'm going to say a little prayer. I'm going to still be here with you, but I'm going to be a little bit quiet. So just continue to breathe deeply here, shoulders melting away from ears, in the deepest state of relaxation. Clearing out, releasing, and letting go of that karmic past so that you're no longer held down and you're never prevented from your path. So today I'm getting this feeling and this sense from community to deliver the message of being open to what you don't know or what you don't see. We can very quickly be caught up in our same pattern of thoughts. If you worry about love, if you worry about money, if you worry about friendship, you worry about passions, those things can kind of ruminate, meaning you're just constantly thinking about it over and over. You're obsessing about it. But sometimes we're in a space in our life where we need to be working on other things, but we have to get out of our own way in order to see what it is that we really, really, really need to be working on. And to that, I would say, be open to what you need to be working. Be open to the possibility that there's a great healing that will come to you, and it's maybe not from a place that you thought that you were going to get it from. And just release to that understanding. Don't worry at all. The universe has you. The universe is guiding you. And the universe is going to see you through on your path, no matter what it is. Simply ask for what you want and be receptive to the path that comes forward for you to get it. 9 times out of 10, it's a path that you didn't design, but yet it is the perfect path to get you there. And that mental chatter, that emotional chatter, that's a part of the shedding process. Every time you feel uncomfortable, anxiety, depression, emotional anguish, you have to see it like you're something like a crab or some type of was going to say a hermit crab, which is just another type of crab. You're like kind of like something with a shell, and you've outgrown your shell. And what do those animals do? Creatures. I think they're creatures. See? You can already tell I'm an overthinker. Anyway, what do? Once they get to the point where they outgrow their shell, they have to either find a new shell or they shed their shell and they become completely soft. So if you look at a crab, when it sheds its shell, it becomes a soft shell crab, and it's ridiculously vulnerable. But can you imagine the pain it must have been in, where it literally outgrew its body? It had nothing else to do but to shed. So going through those process of the different steps and, being persistent in what it is you want to do or what it is that you're trying to go for, it's an uncomfortable process. And then when you, boom, pull it apart, you're in the middle of your journey, you're in step number 5, you feel ridiculously vulnerable, in which you are. And so you feel like, oh, like I'm without my shell. But step number 10 is ultimately you finding that new shell, or you growing that new shell, and now you're in a deeper place of being comfortable. But looking at it from the end backwards, it's almost like you appreciate you having to go through that journey, that in hindsight, you know how much stronger you are now that you've gone through the journey, as opposed to if you didn't have to go through it at all. It brings a greater and a deeper level of respect to yourself, by yourself, so that you no longer have to go in a space and demand that other people fill you up, or set your expectations that you want to pour into somebody else so that they can pour into you. It's not that at all. It's you accept yourself for where you are, and you respect yourself for the journey that you've made it through, which you're always making it through. Really take some time to think about all those times that you get past all of those obstacles in your life. Sometimes you're kicking, screaming, yelling, barely making it through, but you make it through. Let me tell you, you've always made it through. And then you just get this kind of like survivor's amnesia, where once you're done with it, you never want to think about it again, and you come to a new experience, and instead of telling yourself, look, I already know how to do this, I just give me some time and I'll get through it, you freak out the same way you freaked out before, because you see it as a traumatic event. You don't want to go through it again. It is not about that at all. What it's really about is really kind of growing your shell, growing yourself, expanding, building up that protection, and that stuff takes time. It's a very physical, external journey. External in that when you take things from spiritual to the external, it takes time. When you're working with things like emotions, energy, motivation, that kind of stuff is quicker. But when you're physically creating something in the physical world, it takes more time, and it takes that uncomfortable, it's like the teenage years of something, but it's okay, because you're gonna get to the other side. So just trust in the process. Release any self-doubt, anything you're working with that's no longer serving you. As I've said before, people, situations, places, but I think that the message is to focus on how you get in your own way and really owning up to that. Sometimes you can get in your own way and you don't have to be the worst person in the world. I notice that a lot of people find it difficult to admit how they get in their own way, because it makes them feel so bad about themselves. It makes them feel, well, if I'm in my own way, I must be a horrible person, and then I must be a horrible person to other people. And most likely it's not even that at all. It's just simply, you need to take that extra step to do something. You're afraid, so then you do all this other busy stuff instead of just taking that step. and getting through there, putting yourself out there, or making a plan. Some people are actually really good at putting themselves out there, but because they don't have a plan, they have no roadmap to where they're going. So then they start to think, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Those are usually people who are high energy, a little bit scatterbrained, and we all have a little bit of that within us. And then you have those people who are overthinkers, i.e. myself, who will make a plan for days, but then just will not, act on the plan, because I'll brainstorm a plan. And then I will brainstorm all the potential setbacks. And then I will brainstorm all the potential solutions to those setbacks. And then I will just get overwhelmed by the idea that I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to, go through all of this. And a lot of times, half this stuff I don't even have to go through. There's nothing wrong with making a plan, but analysis paralysis is something that you don't want to do. And sometimes we're like that in certain areas of our lives, where in other areas we're really easy. Like when I go to work, oh my gosh, boom, I'm just like, taking names. Okay, I'm getting to where I need to go. But when it comes to the things I'm passionate about, I'm trying to honor every aspect of my journey. And sometimes that means not being as focused as I want to be. And that's something I've always done because I really love daydreaming. Nothing wrong with daydreaming, but I really love daydreaming. I really love imagining how big I can make something, whatever it is. If I'm making something by hand or if I'm making an idea. But whatever, path that you're on, it takes the work, that physical work. This is an earthly time, the physicality of a lot of things. And it humbles us. I mean, you can even see with the natural disasters happening around the world, specifically in Australia, and to see all of those billion animals that have died because of these wildfires. And it puts you in a state of perspective of how much life is on Earth, as well as the fact that if you're still living and breathing and you may not be as vulnerable as animals, that you have a purpose and you have to live up to that purpose. As well as if this is something you're passionate about, you can also take an action to donate your time to spread awareness about situations like this and natural disasters like this, which is happening in Australia, as well as the climate in general. There's so many things that you can be passionate about, but everything that happens, though painful to look at, puts things into perspective, and it puts it in a sense of perspective for your highest vibrational good. And sometimes it's because you need to take an action on something. If something makes you uncomfortable enough, perhaps it's telling you you need to take an action, or a part of taking that action is doing a deep self-evaluation to come to a place of understanding, come to a place of peace. I know for me, it's definitely been weighing on my mind heavily. And so is politics. I was really going to go on a tangent about, it's not funny at all, but like going on a tangent about, oh my gosh, election and drones and all of these things. But I will digress today and I will end our healing practice. I'm simply saying that in this space, we come together to heal, and real things are happening in our life and around us. In the healing path, you can never really separate yourself from the systemic, from the world happening around you. But that doesn't mean because there's things happening around you that you don't deserve to have peace, understanding, calmness. And in fact, when you focus on those things, you can be of greater service to the world because you're balanced, because you can see things from an objective lens. And you can bring forth that light, love, and purpose so that from an energetic perspective, you lead your physical actions with the highest vibrational good. So I hope you all enjoyed our little healing today and our little chit chat. I've missed you all so much, so I think I've been very, very talkative today. But just trust in the process. You have a beautiful soul, beautiful energy, beautiful spirit. Nothing that has ever happened to you or that you've ever done is greater than the highest vibrational good you can do. Nothing at all. You may not have people accept you if you've done something very horrible, but at the end of the day, you still have a purpose and you're still obligated to live out that highest vibrational purpose and go about that path. Most of you all are not that horrible. So just take the baggage off your shoulders and go forward in your path. You're doing a great job. So let me go ahead and clear us out for today. I really hope you enjoyed our session today. Getting our Amazonite feel. I notice at the beginning of the year, I'm always the most creative. So my Trello boards are going crazy right now. Just clearing you out. And I'm just hoping that you're enjoying life. If any of you are experiencing certain health issues, hoping that those resolutions and those steps are going forward, and also giving you the encouragement to be patient and persistent in your healing process and in your healing path, both emotional, mental, physical, as well as energetic. Okay. Good job. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Now I'm going to clear myself out because we believe in what? Reciprocity. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. One last moment together. Okay. Good job. I am so proud of you. And I'm so excited for all the beautiful things that you have coming your way and on your path. So until next time, if no one said it to you, I'm going to go ahead and say it to you. I love you. I'm so excited for you. Comment and tell me what's going on in life because I love to answer each and every comment. But until next time, bye.